And what was the question?
The question basically is when John Wesley Harding came out, say a few years later, people said this is a different Dylan. It was a time of love and peace, etc. It was completely different than anything else. Did that allow you, the motorbike accident, to sort of change, or did it change you? Did it change you? Like around the same time George Harrison was flying back from Candlestick Park, he said, I'm never playing the Beatles again. This is just madness. Can't hear anything on stage, don't know what the Beatles are doing. And they never did play again. You kind of got off the treadmill. Was that a conscious decision? And you kind of used the motorbike accident, which maybe wasn't as bad as...
Well, it's difficult for me to pinpoint any time where I made any conscious decision to do this or that. But obviously, I mean, that period of time you're talking about, I just didn't feel like going out and play. I didn't feel like I was part of that culture.
When you said earlier you don't necessarily look up to celebrities or people who are currently in the business or whatever, you did get on very well with Bonham in the early 1980s. Did you tell him that because of what you knew in Greenwich Village, say from Brendan B and Tommy Macon and the Atlantis, etc., maybe you should be looking back at that kind of music because it's obviously in his blood?
I could have. I don't remember verbatim or time and place, but I mean, if I'm being held responsible for telling him that, I don't really know that I could deny that.
Do you look for inspiration in poetry still? Are you still eagerly looking for poets that you may not have heard of or read yet? Or do you go back to the ones that have influenced you, like maybe Rimbaud or somebody?
You know, I don't really study poetry or
I didn't mean that.
yeah.
You're still moving
But
to this, but-
Are you searching in the literary world?
Yeah?
Are you searching for new writers to...
New writers?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I just don't think there are any. Because we live in a different time. The media is all pervasive. What can a writer think of to write that you don't see every day, you know, in a newspaper or on television or huh?
There are emotions that need to be expressed.
Yeah, but the media is moving people's emotions anyway. It's, you know, when these guys you're talking about, when Rimbaud was writing, or William Blake, or you know, or Shelley or Byron, or any of those people, there probably wasn't any media, just bulletins, and you could feel free, you know, to you know, put down anything, you know, that came into your mind.
But do you feel free when you are writing?
Huh?
Don't you feel free when you are writing? You are writing in this time.
Well, like I say, I don't particularly sit down and write. It's my lines go into songs, and they have a certain structure, and they have to conform to a certain idiom, and they're not free form, and there's no point to trying to throw in some ideological type of thing to well, you can't do it in a song. A song cannot do it. I've done it. If I've done it, I did it de facto, you know, but I've never intentionally started out to, you know, with that in mind. I mean, I never have. Maybe some others have, but I haven't.
But do you think that TV and the media have killed poetry and literature because...
Oh, absolutely.
You think so?
Absolutely. Because even literature is written for an audience. You know, it's not written. One man doesn't sit down and like everybody's in a Kafka, sit down and write something, you know, that should never be seen by. You don't want anybody to see. You know, most people sit down. They want people to see it. They want people to read it. You know, they want a person's reaction. They want some type of acceptance. But if
all writers have wanted that?
Yeah, of course. But the media is doing that for everybody now. They're and movies and TV and I mean, you can't see any more horrific things than you see on the media, especially in the news. I'm just talking about the news department, which is showing people absolutely everything they've ever even dreamed about. You know, even thoughts that they might think and suppress for, you know, forever. They'll see it in the media, so you can't suppress those things anymore. And what's a writer to do? If every idea is exposed in the media before he can get to it or let it evolve, what's a writer going to write about?
But one thing is what you see, and the other thing is how you react against that, how you react to that.
Well, it's a science fiction world, though. We're living in a science fiction world. We're living in a world that Disney has conquered. Disney's science fiction. Theme parks. Trendy streets. It's all science fiction. So I would say if a writer, you know, has got something to say, you'd have to do it in that.
Outside of the real world?
That is the real world. Science fiction has become the real world.
Yeah.
Or whether we realize it or not, it has, you know.
In the liner notes to Well Gone Wrong, you were talking about I'll show you the real alternative lifestyle, the agrarian one. Do you think that's one of the solutions, perhaps? Or
well, I think so, but it's quite difficult with you know, corporate entities paying, you know, farmers not to grow things. It becomes a problem.
Is that one of the issues that still move you? Is that one of the issues that still move you enough to?
Well, yeah, I'm partial to the land, so you know, I kind of, you know,
But in the same liner notes he's referring to in the World Gone Wrong, you talk about the new dark ages as being the contemporary world.
well, the Stone Age.
Still,
May I put it that way? Yeah, we've got we talk about these ages before the Golden Age, which was, you know, I guess the age of Homer, and then we got the Silver Age, then you got the Bronze Age. I think you have a heroic age someplace in there, and then you got what we're living in, what people call the Iron Age, but it could really be the Stone Age. We could be living in the Stone Ages.
maybe in the Silicon Age.
Exactly.
Did you check out the internet?
Silicon Valley, huh?
Do you go on the internet?
Do I go on the internet?
Yeah.
I'm afraid to go on the internet. I'm afraid some pervert's gonna lure me somewhere. You know?
As if you needed
yeah.
interplace.
Yeah.
Do you but don't you think that the emotions and the fears and that basically love and religion and, you know, the basic emotional feelings that humans have are the same since the Romans or since the Egyptians? Pretty much people look for the same thing. People look for a connection to another human being,
Well,
connection to a higher being.
Probably, but everybody knew their role and their place. The class system was different in a Roman age. Plus, you know, you could.
Was that good though? Wasn't it?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Good point.
Really? Are you sure?
You know it. You especially. Because you weren't there with me.
But there seems to be
And I am Roman. So
Exactly.
the only one that can remember.
Okay, then you can
There
say
seems
it.
to be an apocalyptic dimension to your work. The end is nigh when you sing, if the Bible is right, the world will explode. You're thinking things have changed and people are crazy and times are strange. Is this a particularly bad time we're living in? I mean, besides it being the Stone Age, Silicon Age, you know?
I
Do
don't
you feel
know.
out of
As
time
bad
or
as
out of place?
I don't know. I mean, who knows?
Do you go to religion for comfort? Do you go to some sort of meditative state?
Well, I try. I mean, who would I be if I didn't try?
You read the Bible?
Of course. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
He write the Bible. Not
Yeah.
Do you read Shakespeare?
Hmm.
Do you read Shakespeare?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
In
better?
In one of your records, you are referring a lot to old lines from old movies, Empire Burlesque. Did you read those writers? Chandler, for instance?
Did I read them?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
just on all the movies.
I know what you mean, but I think I just saw the movies.
What about music? Do you listen to a lot of music nowadays?
Some, yeah. Not any more than I ever did.
Do you listen to any new music, or is it all?
I don't know, like who's new?
You've been
I
singing
mean,
a lot of Stanley Brothers covers on your shows. When I saw you in Horsens Theatre last year, you played Hallelujah, I'm Ready to Go.
Me? Yeah, you
played.
Oh yeah, but those aren't new songs.
I know, but those are old
Yeah.
songs. But what is so special about the Stanley Brothers?
Well, it's like the old thing. If somebody has to tell you, then you'd never know. Yeah.
Talking about new music, Eminem seems to be like people tend to call him a poet. Do you think about this? Would you comment on that?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Have you paid attention to hip hop and soul? Do you recognize maybe a certain folk quality storytelling?
A folk quality?
Yeah. In the storytelling sense of, Eminem is a good example. Some other people will actually tell their life stories or reflect, like, I think Chuck D said that hip hop is the CNN of music.
Beats me.
You don't pay attention to it.
It never really occurred to me to pay attention to whatever is supposed to be going on.
When I watch you on stage, sometimes when you're standing with the guitar on stage, it reminds me of some of the old Elvis Presley poses from 1955, 56. Can you relate to that?
No,
Some pictures are, it's very similar to some of the things you do.
Well, is that a compliment or?
Yeah, it's a compliment.
Oh, what is?
But you Elvis had a strong influence on you.
He did. Growing up, he did. Yeah.
When he recorded, made a beautiful recording of your song "Tomorrow Is a Long Time."
Yeah.
Remember how you reacted to that? The circumstances around.
Oh well, what can you say? When somebody like that, records a song, I'm sure any songwriter would feel, intensely gratified.
Would you say that there's a lineage? Somebody said that Elvis freed the body, Bob Dylan freed the mind.
Said that?
Yes.
Freed the mind.
Things that,
Well, it's good to be liberated. Whatever, and from whatever. We should all feel that way.
Did you play this record to your son Jacob?
I think he got it maybe from one of his brothers, but I'm not sure. I've been traveling for a while.
One more Elvis question. Did you meet him? Did you meet Elvis?
I never did meet him.
You never.
That's what I'm supposed to say.
That's what the sources say.
Huh?
That's what the.
That's what I'm supposed to say. Yeah.
Why aren't you playing any songs from Love and Theft live yet?
Well, there's no point to it because.
Not tomorrow?
No way.
No way?
No. You won't hear any of those
There's going to be
songs.
12 people in the audience who know the songs.
Yeah, exactly.
But some of the old folk songs that you play, probably not more than 12 people in the audience have heard.
That's true. This is true.
So what's the difference?
There is a difference. I'm not really free to say it right now, but there's a. If you know the songs on this record and you know the songs that nobody's heard before, then you would know. You would know how to tell the difference.